Hello there. In this lecture, we'll see how to create a temporary tables on top using data frame with Spark 2 way. Using register temp table is a legacy way which is a Spark 1.x way, right? Starting from Spark 2.x, there is a new method for creating a temporary tables which we'll be discussing in this video lecture. Let me just create temp tables from data frame part 2. Okay, let me create this main method, copy the main method from the other file. Okay, now I have a data frame. Now let me import the Spark session as well. Now to create a temporary table using the Spark 2 way, there's a method called customer df dot create temp view, or create or replace temp view, and create global temp view. These three are the ways these three are the functions which are introduced from starting with Spark 2 version, right? Let's just first see with create a temp view table, right? And this I'll create customer underscore table, right? It's just like similar to uh, register temp table which is there in Spark 1.x, right? And now I'll use Spark session and use SQL queries to run the statement. Select star from customer underscore table where customer underscore type equals to IND, right? And this is the SQL statement using which I want to filter out, right? I will save this result into limited customers df. Okay, now I have created this data frame. Let me just use limited customers data frame dot show. Okay, it's almost similar to register temp table in Spark 1. Okay, uh, it's running, and you can see it's normally working right now. There is another method. See this limited customers data frame, right? I got this result with this filter function. Now I want to save this limited customer data frame as also as a temporary table, right? Now let's try to create that limited customers df dot create temp view. I'll just try to give the same customer table name, customer underscore table. Okay, let's see what happens now. I'll run this job again. And you can see my SQL statement is or saving as a temp table is getting failed because the temp table customer underscore table is already there in the memory, right? It's already created, right? So whatever, see, there is a situation or there is a use case where I want to override the existing customer table with the new customer table whatever I create, right? I want to create the customer table the same name, or I want to create the temporary table with the same name. For that, I cannot use this create temp view method, right? So there is another method called create or replace temp view, right? So what does this method does? It will create a customer temporary table in the memory if it is already not there. If the temporary table is already there, it will override that temporary table with the new one whatever we create now. Okay, now I'll do customer data underscore table. Okay, I'll now we can see it will try to replace, and I will use show on top of this. and you can see I'm not able to execute whatever is there, because whatever this create customer table or anything, right, it won't return anything, right? It is just creating the customer table in the memory, right? I cannot use anything. Now I have this customer table again. Now I'll take another query, spark.sql, and I'll use select star from customer underscore table, and I'll limit rows with 10. Okay. Now whatever data I'll be getting, right, I'll be getting the data from the filter function, and whatever the customer type is of ind individual type, right? So I should get only rows with individual type, customer type as individual. Let's see what happens now. Now see. Okay, and we are creating the temporary table, but I'm not displaying or not showing anything, right? I'll just use a show method on top of this, which would show the rows whatever we have in the table. Now you can see it is printing only the tables which have customer underscore in, right? So if there is a customer table which is already there, or if there is a table which is already there in the memory, and if you want to override the existing table in the memory, or if you want to override the existing temporary table which is in the memory, you can use create or replace temp view. Create temp view will just create the temporary table in the memory, but create or temp view, if the table is not available, it will create the table. If the table is already there, it will override the existing table, right? That is the difference between these two functions, right? Okay, these are the two different methods which are used for creating a temporary view or a temporary table inside the memory, right? Using the data frame. Okay, that's it for this video lecture, guys, and see you in the next video. Bye, guys.